It's Friday, February 4. This is the news on PBCJ. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. The Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination and Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate timetables have been published on the CSEC's website and shared with local registers. The Caribbean Examinations Council CSEC's regional exams are set to be administered in May and June, and results will be released in August. CSEC says the reductions to school-based assessment requirements have been maintained. In 2021, the regional examination body scaled down SBA requirements by as much as 50% in some subjects. CSEC says it will maintain the strategy of 100% SBA moderation across all subjects and schools in 2022. The Police Federation is having meetings with its members regarding the new wage and fringe benefits offer from the Ministry of Finance for the 2021-2022 financial year. Chairman of the Federation, Corporal Rohan James, says the latest proposal was received on Monday, but he's consulting with members of the group before taking a decision. The group has rejected the government's previous offer of a 4% wage increase. Agriculture's annual contribution to Jamaica's gross domestic product hovers between 7 to 8% over the past 3 years. But with some 230,000 registered farmers, the sector also accounts for 15% of Jamaica's labor force. Research and development is crucial, and the Agriculture and Fisheries Ministry has in recent years beefed up agriculture research by rehabilitating the island's research stations. This is being done through the Redevelopment of Research Centers project, formerly known as the Bodles Redevelopment Project. Marlon Samuels tells us more.
Agriculture Minister Pernell Charles Jr. outlined the scope of the Redevelopment of Research Centers project.
An initiative which has the duration of 5 years from 2018 up to 2022-2023 at a budget that is estimated at 800 million, of which we have been able to expend 766.4 million as at December 2021. A very important project.
As our farmers grapple with challenges from pest infestation to climate change, research and development is crucial in charting a path forward. It can increase productivity, reduce waste, and optimize operations.
We have a project that really moves our vision and mission when it comes on to research and development forward. A vision which is truly to take a very direct and deliberate approach to building the capacity of research and development so that Bodles and other research centers will become the number one in our region, and for us to generate, promote, and transfer technology for the sustainable development of a modern, efficient, and competitive and sustainable agriculture sector and agro-industry through partnerships, the development of human capital, and innovation.
Therefore, the island's agro-research centers must be up to scratch. The minister was speaking at a recent JIS think tank. For the news on PBCJ, I am Marlon Samuels.
Today, Friday, February 4, is being recognized as World Cancer Day. World Cancer Day is observed annually on February 4 to raise awareness about the non-communicable disease, which is the second leading cause of death globally. This year's theme is Closing the Care Gap. Locally, the Health and Wellness Ministry marked the day by recognizing the heroes and heroines who stand in the gap against this ubiquitous disease.
This year's World Cancer Day theme, Close the Care Gap, is all about raising awareness of this equity gap that affects almost everyone. Cancer is real and it affects real people. Most of the time, we forget to give hope to the survivors, caregivers, and families who are affected.
Whether you are a relative, a friend, a neighbor, your work is important and we thank you wholeheartedly. But your compassion, if it does not include you, is not complete. So take the time to love your body. Do not neglect your own annual checkups and screening tests. Be physically active and eat healthy. Avoid tobacco and alcohol. And please take time to rest, take time for relaxation and recreation.
I am the Non-Communicable Diseases Coordinator for the Southern Regional Health Authority. As we celebrate World Cancer Day, I want to give a big shout out to all our cancer warriors and especially to their caregivers. We know that cancer is not an easy diagnosis, but you continue to do your work with such grace and such strength. I want to remind you that you're strong and you're resilient. And I want to say thank you for all that you have done and all that you continue to do whilst you care for our cancer patients.
Globally, the World Health Organization has placed a spotlight on cervical cancer.
You know, we are dealing with a cancer that is preventable in the first instance, and that is potentially curable if women are diagnosed on time. And it is also a hidden cancer. A hidden cancer, there's a lot of stigma, and, you know, people need to be aware of it. There's a lot of information that women and young girls don't have. Even men and young boys don't have this information. And if you don't have information, you can't get help when you need help for cervical cancer.
Persons looking to invest in real estate are being cautioned against entering into any contractual agreement before contacting the Real Estate Board, REB. Chief Executive Officer of the REB and Commission of Strata Corporations, Sandra Garrick, says persons must contact the board to ensure that the developer or salesperson are registered and licensed. She says prospective home buyers should conduct the necessary due diligence to protect their hard-earned money. Information on registered real estate professionals can be found on the REB website at www.reb.gov.jm. The REB is the government agency responsible for regulating Jamaica's real estate industry. Tax Administration Jamaica, TAJ, puts the brakes on its online platform for scheduled maintenance. Also, get the ins and outs of financing your education. Plus, there's your regular market updates. It's all in today's extended business report with Gabriel Thompson.
Online service features for Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ will be suspended from 7 p.m. on Friday, February 4 to 7 a.m. on Monday, February 7. In a release issued Wednesday, the tax authority said it would be conducting maintenance activities to a section of its online platform in an effort to improve the business experience. Taxpayers who conduct business using the Revenue Administration Information System, RACE, will not be able to conduct their usual online transactions during the period of the scheduled system downtime. These services include filing, business-related tax payments, system queries, TRN and TCC services. Clients are encouraged to conduct their race-related transactions ahead of the scheduled system downtime, whether online or by visiting a tax office. TAJ says the Portmore Tax Office will not be open on Saturday, February 5 due to the nature of the maintenance activity to be carried out. Persons are advised that the office will reopen for usual business on Monday, February 7 at 8:30 a.m. Taxpayers will still be able to conduct some online transactions during the maintenance activity. These include property tax payments and queries, traffic ticket payments, and fitness fee payments. For more information, call TAJ's Customer Care Center at 888-TAX-HELP. That's 888-829-4357, or visit the website at jamaicatax.gov.jm. In foreign exchange trading for Thursday, February 3, the US dollar sold for an average $157.55. The Canadian dollar ended trading at $124.31. The pound sterling traded for $214.08, and the euro sold for an average $180.83. In Thursday's trading session, the following reflect the movement of the JSE indices. The JSE index declined by 748 points to close at over 3,000 units. The junior market index advanced by 25 points to close at over 3,000 units. The combined market index declined by 476 points to close at over 400,000 units, and the All-Jamaican Composite Index advanced by 128 points to close at over 400,000 units. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 108 stocks, of which 45 advanced, 47 declined, and 16 traded firm. Stocks advanced for 138 Student Living Jamaica Limited, 1834 Investments Limited, and Marital Investments Limited. Stocks declined for Access Financial Services Limited, AMG Packaging and Paper Company Limited, and Cargo Handlers Limited. Trading firm were CAC 2000 9.5% preference shares, CAC 2000 Limited, and Caribbean Cream Limited. Spur Tree Spices Jamaica Limited was the volume leader with over 14 million units, followed by Wigton Wind Farm Limited ordinary shares with over 4.5 million units, and Lumber Depot Limited with over 2 million units. In market data for oil, prices reached 7-year highs on Friday as geopolitical tensions and a winter storm in the United States fueled concerns over supply disruptions. Brent crude futures rose $1.32 or 1.5% to $92.43 a barrel, having earlier touched its highest since October 2014 at $92.66. West Texas Intermediate crude rose $1.45 or 1.6% to $91.71 a barrel after also scaling a 7-year peak at $91.91. Both benchmarks were on course for a 7th consecutive weekly gain.
Now, what is the role of the Scholarship and Assistance Unit?
So the Scholarships and Assistance Unit within the Strategic Human Resource Management Division of the Ministry of Finance and Public Service is the arm that facilitates training and development for the public sector at large. Okay. We also facilitate training for ordinary citizens. And so we are in a very pivotal role in coordinating some of the training activities that we receive from our international partners.
And some of the international partners could include?
So you're talking about Cuba, China, Serbia, from a number of our developmental partners, inclusive of those that we have local counterparts, so like JICA, which is the Japan International Cooperation Agency. You have the India High Commission, a lot of them. So we have roles, we have scholarship opportunities that are fully funded, that is administered through us, as well as capacity building initiatives. So for example, we will have a training in a specific area, like for example, solid waste management. And our role is to coordinate those training activities with those entities within the public service that has a mandate. So naturally, like National Works Agency or National Solid Waste Agency would be some of our picks for a course like that. So we normally coordinate those opportunities to ensure that there's training for all.
So in other words, the Scholarship and Assistance Unit aligns the various scholarship programs to the strategic goals of each public sector organization, basically.
Yeah, more so
or role.
2030.
Right.
As per the national goals, you find that we are very highly invested and integrated in this, the idea of facilitating training. Of course, you know that there's a very big transformation effort by the GOJ, and a part of that is learning and development. So we are one of those prongs in facilitating learning and development through our international partners.
So let us know a little bit more about some of the scholarship opportunities that are provided.
All right, so one of the mainstays that we have is normally the Cuba Scholarship. That's the one for medicine. We normally get on average maybe about 70 to 80 applicants per year. for about 5 spaces, so it's highly competitive.
Yeah.
We have the Chinese scholarship, which normally for various thematic areas, medicine being one of them, engineering, if I recall correctly. And of course, you have the Serbian scholarship. And from time to time, I think the most recent, we had one from Russia. We currently have about 1 student still completing studies there. And so, I mean, as I said before, it's opportunities from all over. But it should be noted that once we get these opportunities, that they are competitive in nature. So you have to come with your A game. That is, especially for like students who are leaving from high school to go into the tertiary education, you have to have competitive grades. And not only that, we also encourage you to have a high level of community involvement or some indication, because one of the things that we find is important is not having the academic prowess only, but you must have a sense of civic duty.
So you must have a holistic approach.
Holistic approach.
So in terms of some of the grants that are provided, I know that there may be one for public officers and children of public officers. Could you explain a little bit more about that?
Sure. So under the heads of agreement arrangement between the government and the respective unions, in that contract document, the government and the unions collectively have bargained for certain benefits, which includes elements of education, under which the public sector workers fall under, and the children of public sector workers, which you just described. And so under those 2 arrangements, a public sector worker can apply up to for $150,000 towards their educational assistance. It is a one-way flow, so there's no payback.
Right.
It's really the government's commitment to say that I'm helping you to develop yourself further. And if I am to add some numbers to it, since the last contract period between 2017 up to 2021, which was subsequently renewed, under the public sector workers, we assisted some 4,000 public sector workers to the tune of over $450 million.
Wow.
And so it's a real significant commitment from the government in terms of, and it's grant funds, so there's no...
You don't have to worry about paying back a loan.
It's not a loan. And so, and it's all for all areas. So it's from CXCs, and mind you, you do have persons in the public service that are still doing CXCs.
Okay.
You have going right up to masters and PhDs, as well as professional exams.
And if you want to find out some more information about some of the scholarship opportunities that are facilitated by the Scholarship and Assistance Unit, how can we do so?
So it's at the Ministry's website, www.mof.gov.jm/scholarships. So from time to time, once we are in receipt of invitations from our partners, we normally have them listed on our site. Sometimes we also go to the print. And of course, our relevant media handles, or social media handles, they're also posted there from time to time. We are, though, in the effort of trying to coordinate with our partners, so there's a more predictable pattern. So persons can guard them, gather their stuff together when these scholarship opportunities come around, because we really want to see greater uptake, we really want to see greater levels of participation, and that can only happen through greater access to information. And so we are trying to ensure that we have information that is timely, that is accurate, and will help you, the prospective student, to get as much information as required to advance your educational goals.
And with that, we close this extended edition of the Business Report inside the news on PBCJ. I'm Gabrielle Thompson. Pleasant viewing.
Here are some of the stories making headlines across the region. In the Bahamas, a gender-based violence bill the government plans on tabling during this term in office will address marital rape. That's the word from State Minister for Social Services, Lisa Ramming. She addressed the media at the office of the Prime Minister on Thursday.
It doesn't specifically say marital rape, but it's all-inclusive. It includes everyone, all-inclusive.
Does it include everyone?
Well, you would see it in section 2, what addresses what is gender-based violence, and it tells you who's included, and everyone is included. Everyone. Husband, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, everyone.
In 2018, during an appearance before the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, Switzerland, then Attorney General Karl Bethel said the government intended to criminalize marital rape. Shortly after coming to office last year, Prime Minister Philip Davis told the media the issue was not a key item on his agenda. He later tweeted, "Marital rape is wrong," and added an effort to change the law should be part of a larger national conversation. Asked when the gender-based violence bill will be tabled, Raming said she could not give a timeline.
There are many moving parts, and they want to make sure it's right. And please, it's not because of us not being ready and being delinquent in passing these bills or having them right. It's because the truth is the Attorney General's office at this time has a shortage of attorneys, and so we're working on that. So we're working with what we have, and so we're looking forward to bringing this bill on.
The Office of the Prime Minister later sought to clarify Raming's statement, saying these changes were not legislative proposals as yet, just what the minister wants to see happen. OPM says it had not been brought to cabinet. The statement insisted that the proposal does not speak to marital rape, but it does speak to abuse in various relationships, including marriages.
Health workers in St. Kitts and Nevis say coronavirus vaccines for children under 12 will soon be made available to the population. Glenn Bart has the details.
Vaccines for children under 12 years have been sought, said Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws. According to the CMO, the availability of the vaccines is being coordinated via a regional institution on behalf of member states. Also being pursued is a new shipment of the AstraZeneca vaccine.
The Federation is accessing vaccines for children under 12 through the CARICOM Secretariat, and as soon as we are told or provided a timeline when that batch is expected, we will share that with the general public. So yes, we have submitted the amount that we need to the CARICOM Secretariat, and as soon as we provided the expected date of arrival, we will share this information. At present, we are offering the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccines. That's the only vaccine that we have in hand. The current batch of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine that we do have, they expire at the end of February. Now, we are trying our best to secure an additional batch of AstraZeneca Oxford vaccines. Now, as soon as the expected date of arrival becomes available, we will share this information with the general public. But we are hopeful that this will be quite soon. So soon we will be able to offer the AZ or AstraZeneca Oxford vaccines again.
Vaccination remains the major avenue, health authorities say, in sustaining a revival of the country's economy. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
In sports, we open the innings with cricket. Riding high after their 3-2 success in the 2020 International Series over England, West Indies are in India for 3 one-day internationals, followed by the same amount of T20 internationals. Spinner Akeal Hosein, who was a linchpin in the success over the #1 ranked T20 international team, says they will need another team effort in order to challenge the powerful hosts. He spoke to Cricket West Indies media on arrival in Ahmedabad.
How much are you looking forward to both the ODI and the T20 series?
Very excited, very excited. It's definitely something to look forward to. It's my first time playing against India, so just ready to go out there and give my best effort for my team.
And what are you looking forward to most?
Just going out there and grace the same cricket feel as some of the huge Indian players, and just being able to give a good effort and go out there and compete against those guys.
Have you set any personal milestones that you wish to achieve in the series?
No personal milestone. I just want to go out there and play free and give a good showing and a good account of myself and my team.
And what did you learn about yourself and your team in the 5 matches against England?
I think the camaraderie, the team spirit, the togetherness is perfect. So I think once we play together and we put all hands on deck, the sky's the limit for this team.
And just give us a word on your own performance throughout that series, and especially in that last match.
I thought my performances were okay up until the last match. I've been looking forward to having a sort of match-winning performance for my team. Unfortunately, it got snatched by Jason Holder, but I'm very happy for him. He definitely deserved it. But yeah, I thought my performances were much better in the last game.
And how good was Jason Holder in that series, both on and off the field, as a player and as a teammate?
He was brilliant. He was loud on the field, loud off the field, and he was everything. Most of the stuff that he said and focused on was about team building and everyone playing for each other and everyone enjoying each other's success, and that's exactly what happened. And we can definitely see once we do those things what the results will be.
And what will be the key to competing against India here in their own conditions?
I think just playing for each other. All hands on deck, playing for each other, enjoying each other's success, and the performances will take care of itself.
Staying with cricket, as left-arm spinner Akil Hosein and all-rounder Jason Holder have achieved career-best rankings in the MRAF Tires ICC Men's T20 International Player Rankings after helping the West Indies to a series-deciding 17-run victory in the 5th Betway T20 International against England at Kensington Oval on Sunday. In the latest weekly update to the men's rankings, Hosein moved up 15 places to 18th position after a haul of 4 for 30 that helped him finish with 6 wickets in 3 matches. Holder was a star performer with the unique feat of grabbing 4 wickets in 4 balls in front of his home crowd. He finished with figures of 5 for 27. He advanced 3 places to 23rd with a massive gain of 20 rating points. We take aim with skeet shooting as Craig Simpson and Aliana McMaster emerged as repeat winners of the proven David East Memorial Sporting Clays Challenge held last weekend. It was held at Murphy Hill in St. Anne, overlooking the town of Ocho Rios. Simpson scored 92 while McMaster scored 81 on a very challenging course under adverse conditions.
It feels good. It took everything I had today. I really put everything out today. And I'm always, at the end of it, I'm always happy to come out with a favorable score.
I hate shooting in the cold and when it's kind of overcast because honestly, it starts to mess with you when you're cold. It kind of distracts you away from what you're trying to do, which is shoot and get a good score. But once you just embrace it and focus really on what matters most, then you should be fine. And I was.
President of the Driftwood Gun Association, Ian McKay, was pleased with how everything went.
I'm overjoyed. We face a lot of challenges again this year with the COVID protocols and so forth. And a little bit of inclement weather yesterday, and it held up. And I think all participants had a great, wonderful time.
He paid tribute to the late David East, who was an avid shooter and member of the gun club. He passed in 2020. The venue at Murphy Hill is owned by the East family, who have committed to hosting the event on an annual basis. Assistant Vice President at Proven Wealth, Miguel Walker, spoke to their sponsorship of the event.
We sponsor this event for 2 reasons. The first being in honor of David East and the team at Driftwood, and the second for the business development opportunity that an event like this offers to Proven Wealth Limited.
And that's our package. On behalf of our entire production team, we say thanks as always for making it PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.